Welcome back. This is episode 5 of Pastor's Coffee. Sorry, we've been out for a couple of weeks, but we have a good excuse. So, Nate, bring us up to date. Something new's happened in your life. What's going on, buddy?
Yeah. So I didn't have a baby. Albina had a baby. Liam was born on October 13th, 2023, which is weird to think that somebody was born 2023 because, man, it's just so crazy. But I'll show a picture real quick just for people to see. This might be a little blurry. There's Liam.
Oh, he's too good, buddy.
So, yeah, they had Star Wars in there. So, he's been great. He likes to sleep in the daytime and be awake at night.
So that's not fixed yet?
No. So, but Albina's been doing good. She had a rougher delivery and stuff. So, but she's recovering pretty good. She can be stubborn and try to do stuff all the time. And, it is what it is. So I started off back to work this week on Tuesday. And so, we're trying to get into the groove of things. So it's been crazy.
Good, man. Yeah, I'm so happy for you guys. He's beautiful, dude. He is beautiful.
It's a whole different
I'm hoping. Opinion. Oh, I guarantee it. I'm hoping y'all start to get some sleep here soon. But
I've been doing okay. I at least till 12. I'm up at least till 12, and then after that, I'm kind of gone. And she's up, and then he's been sleeping a little better through the night, but
that's good.
He still is. He just babies just like to be with you. They don't like to sleep in a crib or a bassinet or whatever. So
right.
So it's been good. My mom's been down to help, and my grandma's been down to help because we have a meal train from the church, which has been really nice. So we haven't had to cook a meal since like beginning of October.
You're kidding. That's great.
Till like the end of October. So definitely blessed in that way. Church is
so
great.
Cool.
But we were all three here last night for Wednesday for Awana. So
good.
It was good.
That's his first. Is that his first time?
Yeah.
Man, that's special. Yeah, that's cool.
So it's crazy. So maybe he'll be on the podcast one day.
Oh, you got to get him one. Yeah, you got to get him one. We'll talk a little bit about ministry later in the podcast, but this is my favorite time of the year.
That's right.
Basketball season's back. I love talking football, but basketball season's here, and it's always my favorite. Yeah. So, any thoughts? You've been able to watch any of the games?
I watched a little bit of the Thunder last night. The Thunder in my team looking.
Man, they looked good.
They look
real
great.
Good.
I'm hoping that this is might be the year we make a good playoff. I don't think we'll win the championship or anything.
I think you'll make the playoffs, so for sure.
I think we'll definitely make the playoffs. I think we'll definitely, unless injuries could always happen. But
it's a really deep team. Yeah,
it really is. I mean, everybody's playing well. So it's only game one, but still,
right.
SGA looks like MVP this year. I mean, goodness gracious. Already locked him in fantasy for this week.
Yeah. And Chet's great, man. Chet is tough.
Yeah.
So
I mean, now that is the other thing. I did watch the Spurs last night, and Wemby. I mean, he did okay.
He had a great preseason. Because I honestly on him, he's the most hyped guy since LeBron. I mean, it's not close. Zion kind of got up there in that level, but Wemby is just another level in terms of noise around him and everything. And I mean, it's tough to live up to expectations in that first game. All of the lights around, all the publicity around it. And he didn't have a great game. He just didn't.
Yeah.
But preseason he was dominant, and I still think he's made a believer out of me. Yeah, he'll be good. Yeah.
So especially that first. I mean, he had to have. Whether he says it or not, I mean, that had to be the most nerve-wracking he had to be.
Oh, it had to be. Yeah, it had to be. And the other team, all they want to do is stop him. They're gunning for him every play. So
it's like your first game at home at ABC your senior year.
Oh, man, that's bad memories. But, that was not fun. But but Wemby, the only thing that scares me about him, and the same thing with Chet on your team, is just all the skill in the world. But, man, they are too skinny. Way too skinny. But we said the same thing about KD, and he's dominated for this long. And Giannis, I don't know if you remember, but his first couple of years in the league, he was even skinnier than these guys. And then he bulked up, man.
Yeah.
He got big quick. So
that is something I'd like them to at least bulk up a little. I mean, they don't need to be Giannis. I mean, that boy, he is big. I mean, but they at least bulk up a little bit and get a little more muscle. I mean, they're just going because even who was it? Was it Wemby last night? I mean, he was getting bodied by like a point guard, wasn't he? I mean, he was
like 6'7" guys, and he's 7'4". You know,
so he'll turn it around. I think they'll. I don't know how their season's gonna go. I mean, he's really the only guy. There was another guy, number 10 on the Spurs. He looked pretty decent last night.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, overall, I'm excited. I'm hoping to pay more attention this year.
Yeah.
So, but we'll see. How are you feeling about your Lakers?
I was just about to bring it up. It's so hard because you have so much anticipation for that first game, and I've learned to more and more each year to kind of tame my expectations because I don't remember the last time LeBron won a game one ever. He loses every season opener, every single year. So what did concern me, though, is he's mic'd up, and I'm sure these things happen every game, but you see it now with him talking to the coaches and already him showing some disagreements with the coaching schemes and some stuff that they're doing with rotations. And I get it's early, but for him to already be questioning game one what they're doing, I don't know. And I haven't seen him mic'd up on game ones and before. So maybe he does it every year, and maybe he's just trying to kind of get it right away. And maybe that's all it is. But this kind of worries me that he's already, not that he's not bought in or anything, but he's already kind of having some doubts about what they're doing this early.
Yeah.
But maybe he sees that they've got such a good team, and if they can get it going now, I mean, they can really roll because you can see the depth. It's just, man, I think it's good to give anybody an update that doesn't know they are shortening LeBron's minutes, obviously because of his age, and they want him to be fresh for the playoffs, which I think it's a great idea in theory. But if you're going to play him that way, I say rest him a little bit more first half. And if you're down 4 in a close game, you've just made a 10-0 run, and then you sub him out in the fourth quarter with 8 minutes left, and then the lead balloons up, take away his minutes in the first half a little bit more and let him play the whole fourth quarter. Because you see he's a +7. Every time he goes to the bench, the lead just balloons, and they can't play without him. And that stinks because you see that every year with LeBron teams that they can't play without him. And man, it's frustrating. But I'm hoping everybody will step up. I really do think they have a good team this year. But it's tough to not get discouraged off of game one. But play again tonight against the Suns. I'm really looking forward to that. Him and KD will play against each other again. So I'm excited.
And your favorite player, Devin Booker. So
oh, good grief. No comment.
But well, also AD did absolutely nothing in the second half. So
0 points in the second half.
I mean, he scored 0 points in the second half. So I mean, when Bron is out, AD's got to step up.
It's tough for me to defend that. I mean, it's just tough for me to defend him. It's ridiculous because really, talent-wise, he should be a top 5 player in the league. I mean, he's that talented, and he just has no urgency in a lot of these games. I mean, just no desire to score. I think he had 2 rebounds in the first half.
Yeah.
I mean, you're the center getting 2 rebounds. It's kind of ridiculous. But it is game one, and I mean, everybody has off nights, so we'll see. So it's a lot easier to gauge where you're going to be when you have 2-3 games to see and evaluate. One game is tough.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember that every year coming into the year. There's so much expectation, so much hype that we're going to be better this year. You know, we've got these people that want to get in here, and then you have a bad shooting night, and the whole campus loses their excitement. You know, it's like, well, it's going to be the same old year. You know.
Yeah.
So it's tough because you put so much, all of your anticipation for the season rests on that one game, on that first game. And if you do well, you can get everybody to rally around. But if you lay an egg, you're going to lose a lot of momentum, and it's tough to get back. So NBA season is a lot different than college, though. They got 82 of them. We only had about 25, so it's good. So.
Yeah, but I'm excited for the season this year.
I am too.
Should be good. It'll be interesting to see how the play, or not the play-in tournament, but the mid-season tournament thing goes.
Yeah. Did you see that commercial they made?
Yeah, that was pretty. That was, dude. It was crazy.
I need a movie. I need like a 2-hour movie of that. That'd be awesome. That'd be so cool.
Yeah, it was good. Draymond Green in the janitor costume was
so funny. And even Kawhi, I can't believe he agreed to do it. He just never leaves the house, it seems like. That was cool. Yeah. I enjoyed that.
But yeah, it'll be interesting. We'll continue to talk about it. But holidays are coming up. How is your church kind of doing with holidays? Are you especially with youth, because at least for me, Sunday night is my night, and holidays are coming up, and you're going to start. You're just going to Sunday morning services.
Right.
So how's that going to affect your ministry?
Yeah, I think it's a great question. I think it's obviously last year is a little bit different because I wasn't full time. This year, Halloween obviously is coming up. So this Sunday we are doing a costume night. So everybody can show up in their favorite character or whatever, and it's going to be a little bit more games, but still our normal Bible study in small groups. Mm-hmm. But in November we partner with Samaritan's Purse. I don't know if I have anything on it, but they do. You've seen it before, the Operation Christmas Child, where they do the shoe boxes and pack them and do it. So I'm going to try and get the youth involved. We have, I think it's the 18th. It's whatever that Saturday is. But we're going to have the youth involved in packing them and doing some different things. And we'll show them the video of the kids receiving the boxes. And every time I see that, it's just amazing, because we're so privileged here. Yeah. And just, we make our Christmas lists and say, this is what I want. And man, they're just, seeing the joy on their face, just getting anything for a gift, it's pretty humbling. So yeah, I'm hoping that'll have a good impact. As far as services and stuff, yeah, I think because Christmas Eve is a Sunday, right?
Yep.
So there's no youth that night, but I think we'll still have a Christmas Eve service. Mm-hmm. But then the week after is New Year's, and I'll cancel Sunday night that night as well. So it's tough when that happens, because it is, because you start to build momentum and you're doing things, and then when you do cancel, it is, I hate to say this, but it is nice to have that time off every once in a while. It just is. Yeah. It's a good, you need a break. You need to be refreshed sometimes, but it is tough to get those to come back sometimes, the new ones. Now, your core group is one thing, but when you're building and new kids are starting to come, and then you go off for 2-3 weeks, it's tough to get them back. Which after you say kind of your update, I'd like to talk about your thoughts on like some churches where they cancel their ministries for the entire summer, who take off all of like their children's ministry. Yeah, and they cancel that, and then even a lot of churches take off Wednesdays completely, like they don't offer anything. Like a lot of Awana programs, they're just set for the school year, and then they're done. So give your update on the holidays, but I want to talk about that after. Just get your thoughts.
I know for Thanksgiving, I think the Sunday after Thanksgiving, we don't have any Sunday night, but the mornings are all the same. Once we get to Christmas and all that, so Christmas Eve, we are only having a candlelight service, so no morning at all, and we're just doing a candlelight at 6:30 or whatever.
That's cool. Yeah.
And then for Halloween, so every year you have some fifth Sundays. I think there's like 3 or 4, and we call those family Sundays. And so we just cancel pretty much everything else. No Sunday school, no children's church or anything like that. Everybody's in the service as a family.
It's a good idea. I like that.
So and then there's no Sunday evening, and you have like a family, because a lot of families Sunday, we come to church and everything, but you don't really get a day off for Sunday, especially if you come to 3 services,
right?
Or Sunday school, the regular morning, and then the Sunday evening. You go home, you go home, watch the 1 p.m. football game, and go back to church. So,
that's right.
So it's nice to have, every quarter basically there's a family Sunday.
I like that.
Yeah, and then this Sunday we will be we have a baptism service. I'll be baptizing one youth, and then
that's cool.
And then a church member. So it'd be cool. So
yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
And then New Year's we just have like the family Sunday kind of thing, just a Sunday morning service.
Gotcha.
So,
yeah.
So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the holiday. This is my first time as a pastor.
Right.
In a holiday season, so I'll be excited because we do have some new kids coming in. There was a new family that came in, and they're coming at like. It's usually you only see those type of people like on Sunday night, but they're Sunday morning as well. Wednesday is Wana, but they've been coming consistently, and we pretty much the group I have comes consistently with everything. I don't really have like a different group with Wednesday or Sunday.
That's good. Yeah.
But yeah, when you get to like the summer and everything, it does get tricky because everybody's on vacation half the time.
Right.
My family usually never takes a vacation, or if they do, it's just 1 week out of the year. But some of these families take like 3 or 4 vacations during the summer. It seems like.
Yep.
So I know for here we do Awana during the school year.
Right.
I think we do have a kids program during Wednesday night. I just not one.
Right. That's exactly what we do. Yeah.
And then the youth has their night, which is just another like Sunday night. It's just so it's a little difficult to because that's just a lot of work for me as a pastor. Because on Wednesdays now I do more of a chill like book study, where they're actually like reading the book and then coming back to me with answers and everything. But without that, then Wednesday I have to prepare a whole other lesson. So I like having a break midweek and put a lot more time on Sunday.
Yeah.
But yeah, what was your question then?
Well, it's just you pretty much answered it. Just kind of what your thoughts are of ministries that completely take off 3-4 months for the summer.
Mm-hmm.
But you answered it in a way. As far as just a workload though, I see exactly what you're saying. For me, I prepare the same way Wednesday, Sunday morning, and Sunday night. I give myself 30 minutes for each one. Mm-hmm. And man, it's there's some weeks where it comes easy to me. I don't know if that's the right word for it, but it's not as difficult. I can knock them out. I can take one day, do this one, next day in office, do this one, next day, so forth. But there's some where I really get kind of like a writer's block, and the motivation isn't there, and I've still got to put this together for 3 different times. Whereas it is a lot easier those weeks where one service is canceled, or maybe your Sunday school's not meeting that week, and you can put more time into one. And I think about all the times, and mine aren't even full length sermons. They're more studies. And I'm able to just go verse by verse. But thinking about sermons, and a lot of senior pastors who will preach Wednesday night, Sunday morning, Sunday night, and it's the same thing every time. I mean, the preparation, it is tough, and people don't realize how much time has to go into it. But it is tough, and trying to really seek God's guidance in that, and not just writing what I think. Trying to pray through it and let Him reveal things. It takes time. It does.
And then that also just takes you. Sometimes we're working on Friday night, Saturday night.
Exactly.
And you're like worrying about, oh man, am I even going to get this done?
Right.
So, yeah, I think it's good to have breaks in between. I don't know about canceling like a whole service for a whole summer.
I think it's tough to get back.
I think that it's tough to restart that. I know with Awana it was a little easier. We had like an Awana kickoff and like game like outs and all that. Now it's a little easier because then you you show people like, oh, they're getting it started back up again. School's starting. This is starting up. But I think like the Family Sunday, I really like that. I think that gives a break.
It's a great idea.
I mean, that takes off Sunday school and Sunday night. And I mean, for me, that's the bulk of it. And then for our head pastor, that's a bulk of it as well, because he does Sunday school and Sunday night and Sunday morning. Yeah. So, I mean, that's 3 just right there, not including Wednesday.
Yeah.
But I think just canceling like something in the middle of the week. I know before I was a pastor that the midweek services were always kind of a refresh during the week.
Yeah.
Because you get Sunday, you have your day, and then you go back into the world the rest of the week, and you could be having a bad week by Wednesday, and then you go back to church and you get refreshed about it all.
Yeah.
And so I think I can understand Sunday night maybe canceling that because you already have your Sunday morning and the Bible study or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that would be my thoughts on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, everybody does different things though. That's crazy.
It is. That's what's so crazy. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah. So are you? We were talking about just a little today before this. How is preparing your things for next year? Are you looking to do like a set list of these are the events for 2024? Right. Or are you gonna plan maybe up to like June, 6 months in, and then go on? Or
so here's my idea. We'll see if it works out. But I last year when I did this, I just did till June because my contract or my agreement was up in May.
Yeah.
And then I had to figure out if I was going to be full time or not. Obviously the idea was, but then it got fixed. So I'd plan you one more event if I wasn't going to be here and then go. But for this, I'm going to have a big planning meeting with all my youth leaders and just maybe some of the parents and just anybody that kind of has input with what we do. Big planning meeting, have a kind of a brainstorm session, just some different ideas that people have, things they'd like to see. But in that meeting, I'm going to try my best to get dates from start to finish at the end of the year, whole year calendar. I'm going to try my best. Now, obviously, those dates can be subject to change. Years are so crazy, and you can never guess what happens. But it's just nice to be able to hand out to the kids the first of the year. This is what your year looks like.
Yep.
And from what I do, I only do one event per month. And a lot of, I'll just be completely honest with you without kind of trying to offend anybody, but I have a lot of parents that don't necessarily agree with that. They'd like to see more events, more time away from the church. And I understand all that. I do. But keeping it at one a month, in my eyes, keeps the focus on where it should be. And we've talked about it before, but just anytime you get to overload with events, you run the risk of them viewing youth group as just that, just events. And if all they get is fun, if that's all that they get when they graduate and move on to the congregation or maybe a young adult group, and that fun isn't there because they're not doing events like youth group did, that's when you see people leave the church because they didn't grow that love for Jesus, which is what my job is supposed to be. I mean, I can't force that, but I think the teaching has to be first. We can have fun, we can have these events, and I want to plan that. That's how you build relationships, and that's such a key part. But the priority has to be on teaching. So yeah, but as far as your planning, what's coming up, and what are you guys thinking?
I agree. I don't really have I don't really have youth leaders with me. It's more of me and Albina. So that's something I'm hoping to work on this next year.
Sure.
I'm planning on doing the whole year as well. Some months are easier than others. Like December, it's going to be a Christmas.
That's right. That's right.
February, the Super Bowl is happening. So I mean, Super Bowl party. You have your teen camp. But I think a focus this year I want is at least, because I also do at least one event every month. I think during the summer I may do 2 since everybody's freed up.
It's easier.
It's easier. And we can just do a smaller event of like, let's just go out. We're going to have a softball game. No sports are going on. I mean football, but that's just practice and everything. So, but with that, I think also this year I want to do kind of what you were talking about, put their focus not just on these big events. I'm also trying to do a mission trip this year, stateside, nothing international or anything, but I also want to do at least every 3 or so months have us helping the community in some way. So
that's cool.
We would go serve our rescue mission or whatever, serve the breakfast that we do. Or we go out and we help this other church that needs, I don't know, their walls painted of this one room. At least something to show them that, we have the big events, we have these fun things that we do, but we also serve our community. We serve people for Christ. We talk to people about Christ. It's not just showing up and having fun and showing up and listening to me talking. Let's actually put it to work. And so I'm not going to do that every month because I think it wouldn't have as much of a. I mean, in reality, you're not going to have a lot of teams for these because
right.
Come just for the events, and then they shy away from stuff like that.
Yep.
So I think just every so often having that shows them, hey, we're serving Jesus through this. This. So that's something I'm trying to implement this year. But I think I like having a set list, at least an idea to give to them to be like, this is what we're doing this year. Right. Try to cancel your plan, not plan it during this time. But we'll see how it goes. So I'm not doing another. I'm not doing another lock-in this year. That's for sure.
Wore you out?
I was bored, dude. We were. I don't know if I already told you this, but man, we were there from 6:30 to 9 a.m. the next day, and I mean, it was just I felt like I was on the brink of just dying. I mean, it was bad. It was bad. But it all went well. It went well, but
did the kids enjoy it?
They did. They all enjoyed it, I think. And so it seemed like a good time. I just don't want to stay up that late again. So
it's tough. It's tough.
It is.
There's
fun time.
There's a thought that and maybe we can get together on it, but there are a few churches that we know some connections with. They're planning an all-day one instead of overnight and all day one. And that'd be interesting because I've never seen that done, but it kind of comes from the thought that we don't want to stay up past 3 a.m. I mean, it's a long time. So, but
I also don't want to just let them to come here and then they go to sleep. I don't know. That's just defeats the purpose of an all-nighter, I guess. So but anyway, so that was my thought. I think we're gonna move past maybe in 2 years.
Well, I think I'm in trouble because so that's, I mean, ever since I've been here, they have begged me to do one. And I've done fifth quarters that go until midnight, you know what I mean? And I've done some events that go a little bit later, but never an overnight one. And so added some motivation. I knew this would come up, but we're kind of renovating the youth room. We took a wall down, we put new flooring in, we're painting, we're getting new furniture in there, and getting some more games and stuff. Just a whole renovation. It's been a huge process, and we're still not done with it. The floor's done, paint's done, but now we need to do some other stuff around. It's getting close, but because of that, it's kind of been motivating for a lot of the kids to see what we're doing. And I said, we're growing the room, so we're trying to grow the group. We want you to keep coming and inviting your friends. And we've got this kind of contest going on that, with the boys against the girls, whoever can bring the most new people until the end of November, whoever does that gets to pick the event. And I know, regardless of who wins, what the event's going to be. I'm in trouble. But it's so I'll probably have to plan that out. But we'll see. I do have some leaders to help, but I know none of them want to do it either. So it's going to be tough to convince, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. I thought about doing something like that, like a ridiculous number of getting people to you, and then I would shave my head or something like that. But I'm already balding, so I mean we might as well just add to the process. Being told me not to do it, so that's why I didn't do it.
Yeah,
it might happen one of these days.
Oh man, that'd be tough.
It's going to be a ridiculous. I mean, it would have to be at least like 45. I mean, we would have to get a ridiculous number at this event.
Yeah.
So,
you can't be able
and
to
I would do it at
door.
the event. Yeah. I would shave it right then and there.
Man, that'd be crazy.
But I never told him that yet. So,
well, we'll have to get together before our big planning meetings and see if there's anything that we can help each other out with, because I think it'll be cool to pick each other's brains and see what else we're doing, and maybe even playing something together. Who knows? We'll see.
Right.
So,
right.
But yeah.
So let's go ahead and talk football. We haven't.
It's a staple. Yep.
We have kept up with our predictions. Okay?
Yes, we have.
The last time that we talked, we predicted week 5.
Okay.
So I have the totals of like our record by then. Okay. So at the end of week 4, we were at you were at 33 and 31, and I was at 37 and 27.
Yep.
Okay. So week 5 brought me down. I was 7 and 7 that week. You were 10 and 4. You shot up to 1 game behind me, 43 and 35, and I was 44. Okay. Week 6, we were kind of tied, 10 and 5.
Okay.
You were 10 and 5. I was 11 and 4.
Okay. 2 games.
And so, so I was 55 and 38, and you were 53 and 40, or something like that. 53 and 40. So last week, our record now is yours is 60 and 46, and I'm 63 and 43. So,
man,
3 game difference. We'll update there since we've not done this in a while, but we kept up with it. Any thoughts on the past 3 weeks?
Honestly, my only thoughts apply to my fantasy team, man. I'm getting hurt. I'm having injuries, but I've made some big trades.
You did. Getting rid of the running backs, man.
I did, and if you know me, you know I love my running backs. So that hurt, but it was worth it. It was worth it, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as teams, Eagles look great still. We knew that. There's a lot of teams that look very good. I'm interested to see if the Dolphins stay at this same pace, whether or not Tyreek Hill can play or not. But last week was disappointing for them, obviously, but it's against a good team. So, any thoughts on your end?
I mean, I'll just give you a Steeler update. Our offense is still horrific. I mean, it looked better last week. Yeah. We actually had 2 rushing touchdowns. I mean, when's the last time we've had 2 rushing touchdowns?
It's pretty good.
So,
it's pretty
when's
good.
the last time we've had 2 touchdowns in the game? So,
that's brutal.
Yeah, so our defense looked great. We could not keep Puka contained, though.
He's special, man. He is special.
We did contain Cooper Kupp, which was nice.
Yeah.
Joey Porter, technically, this is technically his passer, no one has technically caught a pass on Joey Porter one-on-one.
That's crazy.
Which is crazy. So he's looking great this year. TJ Watt had interception, so that was insane.
Yeah.
Najee Harris seems to be at least confident now with himself.
Yeah.
I mean, so we'll see.
He's got so much potential, man. He does.
Yeah. And then George Pickens, man, he is living it up right now. I mean, he's one of the biggest trash talkers I've can see that play. I mean, every single catch he starts talking to the dude. I mean, I wouldn't want to line up next to him.
Oh goodness, yeah, he'd terrorize. Before we move on to predictions, does Derrick Henry get moved before the deadline?
Okay, yeah, we can talk about that a little bit. I think he'll stay. I just don't think they'll find a big enough package for him. I don't think anybody's going to want to give up that much for Derrick Henry. Now, 2 years ago, I think so.
Easily, yeah.
I think they would have gave up a lot more. I just don't think people, especially his age, he's getting up there in age. He's not looking the same. He's starting to get back some, but running backs in general are so. I just don't know what about them. You have really good ones, or they're terrible.
It's risky regardless. Yeah, it's he's one of my favorite players in the league to watch. And I had him on fantasy. That was one of the players I traded. It was a tough one because I love watching play. If that Ravens trade pulls off and you put him and Lamar Jackson in a read option, oh my goodness, I don't know how you stop them. I really don't. They'd be easily my Super Bowl favorites from that point on. It's because I do the thing about Henry in Tennessee is game. There's no passing game. So it's got to go to him for it to work out. Lamar is passing his tail off right now. I mean, he's really looking good in the pocket. They've got weapons everywhere. You add another element to that run game, oh my goodness, man. They would be special. And my Browns are in that division, but man, I'd be rooting for the Ravens because I'm such a huge Lamar fan. I like Henry too, so it'd be fun to watch. I'd like to see that happen.
That would be crazy.
I'd like to see that happen.
I just don't know what they trade to him. I mean, they got to give up a lot.
Well, and I feel like they would have to give price up. Isn't that big?
Is it not?
That's what they're saying.
At least the first or two, I would say, for Derrick Henry.
I heard the asking price was 2/3 and a fourth.
Oh, I would give it up right now then.
Easily. Any team in the league would take that.
I would give him a first for Derrick Henry, honestly.
I think I would too. Still, even at this age, I would. Yeah. Because he's only 29. Now he does look different. Running back age is 30 is getting scary. It is.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't know. I think a trade could regenerate him, and I don't know. It'd be fun. It'd be fun.
It'd be cool. We could see Derrick Henry last time in the Titans uniform. Or when does it end?
I think next week, right?
Next week. Next 6 days, I think, or something like that.
Yeah. Next week it's it.
So I'm excited for it. I think I just don't think he'll get traded though. I don't think anybody's gonna give it up.
It's gonna be tough. Yeah, it's gonna be tough. But if anybody does, it'd be the Ravens, I think. Yeah,
that would be nasty. I don't want to see that, but it would be cool to watch. Not on the Steelers though. But dude, the AFC North, okay, is by far the best division in football.
Stacked. Yeah.
Not a single team under 500.
I know.
Division like that, and the Bengals are in fourth.
I know, and they're starting to look back to normal. This would be a big week if they beat the 49ers. Oh my goodness! And the 49ers, that'd be 3 straight, right? I think it would be. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Man, yeah.
Yeah, they're looking good.
They are.
So let's go ahead and get into it. We'll get into some of these games, some of these players. We have a full week. Nobody's on bye week this week.
That's crazy, yeah.
So this is a big week, especially for our scores here. So tonight, Bucks and Bills. Bucks at the Bills.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Bills.
Yeah, there's really not a debate on that one.
No.
They did just lose some Patriots somehow.
And that was bad. I mean, really bad. But I'm gonna take them tonight.
At home. I mean, yeah. Jets at Giants.
I'm gonna take the Jets.
Okay.
I don't feel super confident about that, but
I'm gonna take the Giants on that one.
Yeah.
I think, and they're at home. No, they're both at home technically.
It's a home game for both of them. That's what's tough.
So, I think the Giants. Zach Wilson could pop off. It's really, if he has a good game, they win. If he doesn't, then they're toast. But I think Saquon has a pretty good game this week.
I'm hoping so.
Well, but I'm not playing you, so it doesn't matter.
I just don't. That Jets defense is just so good.
It is. They are playing Tyrod Taylor again this week.
Yeah.
So, I think they'll be okay. I think the Giants will pull it out here. So, Jags at Steelers.
I'm gonna get you on here, so I'm gonna take the Jaguars.
Which could be a possibility. The Jags are nasty.
They are.
But it is at the Steelers, man. I just don't see how. I know they lost to the 49ers at home, but it is tough to beat the Steelers at home. I mean, they're at home everywhere. I don't know if you saw it all at the Rams last week, dude, they were booing the Rams the whole game, and
that's crazy.
On the game. It was, yeah.
Wow.
Steelers will probably not have a good offensive game, but their defense will shut everybody down, hopefully. So, Eagles at Commanders, though.
Take the Eagles.
Eagles. I really don't think there's a competition there.
It's tough to beat them, man. It is tough to beat them.
Rams at Cowboys.
I'm going to take the Cowboys.
Yeah. They've been a little weird.
Yeah. That offense is just it's so tough to trust them, but that defense just that's their calling card.
Yeah. Vikings at Packers.
I'm going to take the Packers. Not in a close one.
Kirk Cousins is that guy.
I love Kirk.
He's that dude. Yeah. I'm picking the Vikings on this one. Yeah. They are away at the Packers, so that's another tough stadium. But Falcons at Titans.
I'm going to take the Falcons.
I'm going to agree with you. Titans.
I think
they're starting with Malik Willis, I think, this week. So.
Yeah, and I like him. He's a Liberty guy, but but I just think there's a lot of pressure on the Titans with the trade deadline. So many of their guys in discussions. It's going to be tough to win that one, I think. Even at home.
Patriots at Dolphins.
The Dolphins have to win this one at home. I would think it's a blowout, but maybe not. I don't know.
I'm going to take the Patriots on this one. I'm going to.
Are you really? You're going to look like a genius if it happens.
Yeah, I think they could continue with this momentum they got. Everybody's doubting them in the league. I mean, they arguably the worst team in the league right now.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think it is at Dolphins though, which I don't think they win too much in Miami.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough one.
So, Saints at Colts.
Take the Colts. I'm predicting a big Gardner Minshew game.
He's a different guy. I'm gonna take the Saints here. I just don't think Minshew's gonna have a big game. It really depends on him. I think he'll, unless he runs in for another 2 touchdowns, we'll see. Of course, they lost to the Browns last week. I mean, that was iffy. I don't know if you watched that game at all.
I did, and we should not have won that game. That's all I'll say. But we'll take it. We'll take it.
Okay, in the power rankings, man, they list the Browns and Ravens so high, too. I mean, Browns are like 6th best in the league according to the power rankings. And they gave up 38.
I think, I'm a Browns fan. I'm going to be completely unbiased here. I think the Ravens deserve that, though. I think they do.
I think the Ravens, right now, the Ravens are the most well-balanced team in the AFC North.
I think so, too.
I mean, they're just constantly,
rolling, man.
Rolled over the Lions last week. I mean, that was
impressive. That was really impressive, yeah.
A 5-1 Lions team. So,
yeah.
Texans at Panthers. Not much of a game there.
I'm going to take the Texans, yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to take the Panthers here. Adam Thielen somehow has popped off this year.
Oh, he's amazing. Yeah,
number 7 in the wire in the wide receivers and fantasy.
Well, there was talks that he was going to retire this year. So it's pretty cool to see. Yeah.
I mean, he's the only guy there.
Yeah. He's Adam targeted every time.
Yeah. So he has at least 13 targets a game.
It's crazy.
So, Browns at Seahawks. First 4 p.m. game.
Got to go Browns.
Okay, I'm going to disagree with you here. Yeah.
Even with our quarterback situation, I got to take him.
PJ Walker. Yeah, Seahawks. I think Seahawks are also a good team.
Yeah.
Kenneth Walker's having a good year.
Yeah, he is.
So, now this is a big game. Bengals at Niners.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to take the Bengals.
There you go.
No.
I'm going to take the 49ers. I'm hoping they beat them. They're at the 49ers. I just don't see McCaffrey.
The 49ers should win, but I'm gonna do the Bengals.
McCaffrey 16 straight running touchdowns. 16 consecutive.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah.
So, Chiefs at Broncos.
Chiefs, come on.
Can't roll out the Chiefs, especially when Taylor Swift is there.
Yeah, they're gonna win.
Okay, I will say I can't stand watching the Chiefs anymore. I mean, I couldn't.
Well, you can't watch them. You can't watch them because you're watching the stands. Yeah, you're watching the press box.
I mean, it is. Oh, I mean, just every second up to Taylor Swift.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's terrible. Ravens at Cardinals.
Ravens.
I'm a big Cardinals guy. Okay. I'm Joshua Dobbs. Listen to me. I predicted this with the Cowboys. They beat the Cowboys.
You did.
And they're gonna beat the Ravens at home here. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Cardinals are winning this game. Okay. We need the Ravens to lose this game. AFC North wise.
Yeah.
And the Cardinals are gonna do it. Unless they get Derrick Henry before then I will not change my pick, but in my head I will.
I don't even think he'd clear the physical by Sunday. So I don't think it'll happen. Yeah. I don't think it'll
happen. This is the Bears at Chargers. This is Sunday Night Football.
Chargers.
I'm going to disagree with you there as well.
You're going to take the Bears.
Take the Bears, man. Dude, Tyson.
2 games in a row, you think?
2 games in a row, man.
Your hometown
Martinsburg alumni.
Yeah.
I mean, I hated Martinsburg as a kid, but it is crazy that he is from Martinsburg.
Pretty cool to see. Yeah, it's pretty cool to see.
So, yeah. He okay. I don't know if you watched the game. I actually watched that game at 1 p.m. over every other game. And, I mean, he looked calm and collective out there.
I saw the highlights.
He didn't throw a deep ball or anything, but, I mean, even under pressure, running out the pocket, throwing crazy good passes.
It'll be interesting. If he plays good again, do they throw Fields right in there? I don't know.
It's a conversation.
It is.
Now, I will say Deontay Freeman last week saved the Bears. I mean, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Tyson still looks great out there. I mean, it was crazy. So I'm going to take the Bears. I think they will. I think we're looking at a little Cinderella story here.
Man.
Possibly. So.
That'd be cool. I wouldn't be mad about it.
Yeah. Raiders at Lions, Monday Night Football.
Lions, big bounce back game this week, I think.
Yeah. The Raiders just don't look good anyway.
No. I think Adams gets traded. That's my hot take. I think they trade Adams.
I would say he gets traded over Derrick Henry, honestly. I think he's just so fed up. I mean, he went there for Garoppolo, or Derek Carr, and
ship him out before the year's over. Yeah, it's crazy.
So, I mean, we'll see. I have him on fantasy, so we'll see.
Yeah,
maybe I'll trade him, but we'll see.
The proposals are always open. I just don't have much to trade now. I'm like set. I gave away all my debt.
I'm trying to trade. Nobody wants to take my garbage trade, so yeah. So we'll see. But yeah, this needs to be a bounce back week for me in fantasy. 2-5, just not looking good.
Yep.
If I was this week, I might be tanking the rest of the season.
Oh man,
I might have to get rid of some of my players. I don't know.
Man. Oh.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
But, well, anyways, with missions conference this week?
Yeah.
Yeah, mission conference story.
Oh man. Not one that I could share. I have so I came up in my memories today. Jordan Ruby, I don't know if he watches this, but he I took a video of him and just going around making loud noises during the middle of everything, just disrupting everything. I mean, he really had me on edge at these things because I'd sit beside him and I'd be like, I know I'm going to get blamed for this. I know I'm going to get the blame. But man, he was hilarious. It was fun. The biggest story about those days is just literally the 15-minute naps that I would take in between your breaks. You'd get 15 minutes for a break. I'd literally go to the dorm, take a 10-minute nap, set an alarm, get right back, and I'd be dead. Couldn't tell you a thing of what anybody was saying. But man, those were long days. I loved getting to talk to the missionaries, and it's a great thing. But man, I do not miss that week. I just don't. I just don't.
Yeah, I was unlike you. I didn't take 15 minutes naps in between the sessions. I took my 45-minute nap
during.
If the only con about marrying Albina was that she had to sit next to me during the chapel.
Yeah.
No, let me sleep, man. Oh goodness gracious. And then I mean, that's terrible, but it's the truth. So, dude, I would zonk out in any chapel session if I could, because those chairs are just so comfortable. They can't make those chairs so comfortable and not expect people to sleep. So
I will give you my worst memory. So this is a lot of times this is like your key part of basketball preseason. You are really starting to ramp up. During missions conference junior year, 6 a.m. practices every day for missions conference. 6 a.m. practice, go home, go back to the dorm, shower, 4 morning sessions, then you have the evening session, and then you have open gym that night. And I was dead. I was absolutely exhausted. And a lot of times, your morning session is nothing but running because you're trying to get in shape for the season. And man, I do not miss that. Do not miss it. I didn't mind.
Be the worst.
Well, they were brutal, and I didn't mind 6 a.m. practices all the time. Like, that wasn't missions conference because it got your 2 days done early. A lot of times when you're doing 2 days, you'd have one 3 to 5. And then you do another one 7 to 9, and that 7 to 9 session was just brutal. That way, so if you did the morning session, you'd have the night off, and you just come in for a shoot around. It'd be real light. So in that case, it was okay. But man, the missions conference on top of it,
and then you got dressed up in the suit.
Oh, good grief, man! Oh man, brutal.
Okay, they have it lucky now. They don't have to wear the tie. Just showing up in Sunday dress. You didn't hear about that? Sunday dress, no. You can just wear a tie or a suit. You don't have to wear both. So you just throw on a suit jacket.
My goodness. The outfits I could have pulled out with that. Oh man, that'd been fire. Man, the tie, that was the biggest thing.
I hated wearing ties.
I did too.
I would rather just wear the suit jacket.
Yeah.
Now, I was saying nowadays, I haven't worn a suit since college.
Have you not?
No, I'm not.
Wow. Maybe a lot of times when I do, I won't wear a tie. I just do a suit jacket, but
maybe once Easter rolls around, I'll put on a suit jacket.
Got to put the suit on for
That's
Easter.
About it. That's maybe Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, missions conference was great.
We loved every second of
it. Mr. Peterson falling asleep up in the front row.
Oh man.
The speaker calling him out. Good time.
Oh goodness, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I hope he didn't
you have a great mission director here. Where's he at?
Oh no.
Knocked out in the front row.
That's brutal.
And he never okay, I went to church with Mr. Peterson, and he denied that he ever slept in any chapel or any dude. He's always knocked out. He's always man.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll save you from an hour of us talking about college.
Oh yeah. We could go. Yeah.
But anyways, well, thanks for joining us this week. It was a little longer since we haven't been on here for 2 weeks. So
yeah.
You can tell us comments about anything you want to talk about, ministry-wise, sports-wise, college-wise.
We need ideas. Yeah.
We do. So, anyways, thank you for joining us. Listen to us talk for an hour. Yeah. We'll see you next week, hopefully.
See y'all.